Hello everyone, welcome to FHALenders.com, and today we're going to talk about the FHA loan requirements. We're going to go through these following topics. It's going to be a very, very thorough and in-depth discussion to let you know everything that's required for you to qualify for an FHA loan. We're going to talk about the property type, residency, employment, down payment, assets, income, mortgage insurance, and inspection. Okay, so first, the property types. The property types that are eligible for an FHA loan are a 1 to 4 family home, so single family residence, 2, 3, and 4 units, a manufactured home that could be a mobile home or a prefab type of home, a condo, a townhome, and also when we talk about multifamily, mixed use is also permitted, but at least 51% of the square footage of the building needs to be allocated towards residential. So if you have, let's say, a building, and there are some cities that have a main street, and you've got a store downstairs, and you've got 2 apartments upstairs or 1 apartment upstairs, at least 51% of the square footage needs to be towards the residential portion of it. So hopefully that explains that for you. You cannot get an FHA loan just on land alone, although you can buy land and do the FHA construction loan, which then enables you to build your new home on top of that land that you're buying. You cannot use an FHA loan just to buy an investment property. You need to be living in the property, and that's where the residency portion of the discussion comes in. The home that you buy or the property you buy must be your primary residence. You must live there. If your intention is not to live there, that's illegal, and that's quite honestly mortgage fraud. So FHA loans are for primary residences only. Now, you can live in your primary residence, have an FHA loan, and then one day move and not sell that first house that you were living in with the FHA loan and rent it out with the FHA loan still there, but you need to have lived in that home for at least 12 months. Okay, so hopefully that answers that. Now we're going to move on to employment. So you must be employed or self-employed for at least 2 years. Now, while many lenders have a restriction that says you must be in the same job for 2 years, that is not the case. We will accept you if you have been working throughout for the past 2 years. In fact, even if you've had a gap in employment, but you can still put a solid couple of years of work history together, maybe over the last 3 years, with a couple of small gaps for acceptable reasons, then we can still qualify you that way. Self-employed, a little bit more difficult. You need to have been self-employed in this business for the last 2 years. There can be an exception made if you were in the same line of business for the last 2 years. Let's say you're a car wash owner and you sold one car wash a year and a half ago and now you've got a new one. You know, those things can be dealt with just using that one example. But you need a 2-year work history. If you think you might fall short, you should still contact us anyway to see if we can find a way to make this work for you. Okay, so now we're up to down payment. So the standard down payment for an FHA loan is a 3.5% down payment for credit scores of 580 or better. If your scores are from 500 to 579, the required down payment is 10%. So even if you have a co-signer with good credit, your down payment is still going to be based on your credit score if you're the primary borrower on the application and yours happens to be lower. So you can also get a gift funds from a relative. That's not a gift of equity. Gift funds are when you're buying a stranger's house and a family member or a close friend gifts you some money to be used towards the down payment or closing costs. And that's permitted, but you still need to meet that 3.5% down. Now, gift of equity, which I touched on a second ago, is when you're buying a relative's house and in lieu of a down payment, they're reducing the price of the house, a special price just for you. That would be a gift of equity. Okay, so you can also get down payment you can get a grant for your down payment assistance. And if that's something you're looking for, we could actually help you with that. If you've got decent credit, at least in the low to mid 600s, we can offer you the down payment assistance. Again, contact us at FHA Lenders to learn more about that. Your assets. So the assets needed to qualify are going to come from your checking, your savings, 401k, stock portfolio, liquid assets that you can document with statements. An asset is not a car, a motorcycle, musical instrument collections. Things like that are not going to count towards your assets. Now, your income, you have to document. That's the next thing, is income. You need to document that with your check stubs, your W-2s, and your tax returns. Your tax returns, especially if you're self-employed. We mentioned that in the last couple of videos, that if you're self-employed, you're going to need to provide your last 2 years' tax returns. So your income, and you can also get a cosigner whose income would come into play to help you to qualify for the loan amount that you're looking for, but their debt, their credit report, their debt also gets pulled into your application as well. The maximum debt to income ratio that you're going to be permitted if you've got good credit is 56.9% for an FHA loan. Now, if you're not sure about your income, you want to get pre-approved, I think that's the best thing to do anyway, is to give us a call to get pre-approved so you know what your buying power is. Let's do that, again, at FHALenders.com. Every FHA loan also has mortgage insurance. You're going to have an upfront mortgage insurance premium. It's a one-time payment upfront at closing. And then you're going to have your monthly mortgage insurance, which is the FHA's version of PMI, that's attached to your monthly payment every single month. It is for the life of the loan, unless you put at least 10% down, and at which point the mortgage insurance can be canceled after 11 years. So you should plan on having your mortgage insurance premium, your mortgage insurance as part of your payment forever, unless you eventually refinance, of course, or sell the property. You could always refinance to get rid of that and get refinanced into a conventional loan if you like. Now, the final thing that you need to know is the inspection. So, you know, the property's being backed by HUD. So your default, you've got the mortgage insurance, but also if you default on the loan, the lenders is going to be covered. But they also want to make sure that the money they're lending on the home is going to be, I don't want to say not wasted, but that it's going to buy a home that's in livable condition, and you can move right in and live there. And therefore, it also needs to be able to be sold pretty easily as well in the event that you default. So there is a very strict FHA mortgage inspection process where the home must be safe and livable, and they check things like for lead paint and that the electrical is in working order and not unsafe, and the foundation is in good condition, plumbing, all the HVAC equipment. There's no railing missing on the stairs, you know, all of these different things that, you know, asbestos, things that would make a lender nervous, and also the next buyer of the home nervous about buying it. So there is a very strict inspection, and you do have to pay for that inspection, but at the same time, it's protecting you. So you should welcome it, and I also recommend that you're there if you're buying the house and you're there for the inspection, and you ask the inspector questions about the house you're about to buy. So those are the top things that you need to know about the FHA loan requirements. There are many more details that we could get into, but I can also answer your questions anytime you like. You can ask them, and I'll answer them down below in the comments section, and you can also contact us at FHALenders.com. I hope that I was able to provide you with some valuable information about the FHA loan requirements. If so, please hit that like button for me, and contact us so we can get you pre-approved. I hope you have a great day, everyone.